Welcome to Snug Harbor Cultural Center and Botanical Garden, Staten Island's crown jewel and one of New York City's hidden treasures. Just a short bus ride or drive away from the ferry terminal lies a place where time slows down and stories from centuries past still whisper through the trees. Once a haven for aged sailors, Snug Harbor began as a dream born of gratitude. In 1801, wealthy sea captain Robert Richard Randall left his estate to create a home for aged, decrepit, and worn-out sailors. Today, Snug Harbor is no longer a sailor's rest home, but it remains a sanctuary of a different kind. Reborn as a cultural and botanical oasis, it now welcomes dreamers, artists, students, and explorers of all ages. The Botanical Gardens are a celebration of life's cycles, from spring's blossoms to winter's hush. The White Garden, the Healing Garden, the Tuscan Garden, each space tells its own story in fragrance and bloom. Snug Harbor Cultural Center and Botanical Garden is not only a walk through history, it's a vibrant destination for recreation and day outings. While its beautifully preserved Greek Revival buildings transport visitors to the past, its expansive grounds offer a refreshing escape through its lush botanical gardens, peaceful walking paths, and shaded picnic spots. Families can enjoy interactive art exhibits, children's events, or simply wander through the Chinese Scholars Garden and Rose Gardens. Whether you're seeking culture, nature, or a bit of both, Snug Harbor offers an ideal blend for a memorable day. From the Staten Island Children's Museum to the Noble Maritime Collection, every corner of Snug Harbor holds a surprise. Here, art meets history, and creativity flourishes amid the echoes of the past. The Staten Island Museum's Maritime Collection at Snug Harbor offers a fascinating glimpse into New York Harbor's rich nautical past. With model ships, navigational instruments, historic photographs, and artifacts from Staten Island's seafaring legacy, the exhibit tells the story of a borough shaped by the sea. But this documentary is only a glimpse, an introduction to the treasures within. It cannot capture the full-scale detail and atmosphere of walking through the Maritime Museum itself. To truly connect with the history, one must experience it in person. The New York Chinese Scholars Garden at Snug Harbor is a rare and exquisite transplantation of Ming-era garden design and philosophy. Entering through Cottage Row, visitors pass a bamboo-lined meditation path before reaching a wooden screen that conceals the garden, creating anticipation and a transition to a tranquil world beyond. You would experience the 8 pavilions, 3 ponds waterfall, zigzagging walkways and bridges, and many more features of a truly authentic, classical Chinese garden. Austen House. A bus ride or a quick cab ride away from Staten Island Ferry, nestled on the shoreline with views of the Verrazano Bridge. Austen House is more than just a house. It's a window into the soul of one of America's earliest and most daring photographers. Before we enter this charming white cottage, a side thought. If you plan to have a picnic or just want some relaxation before or after your visit, Austen House is located adjacent to Matthew J. Buono Beach, a little scenic shorefront park offering sweeping views of the Verrazano Narrows Bridge and the Manhattan skyline. Long before smartphones and selfies, Alice Austen was capturing life through her lens, documenting the world with precision, passion, and a touch of rebellion. Born in 1866, Alice defied Victorian expectations. She rode bicycles, fenced, traveled without a chaperone, and most importantly, told stories with her camera. Alice was an excellent photographer, but most of all, she was a documentarian, capturing the grit and grace of New York in a time of transformation. From the bustling docks to tender portraits of women at work, her lens was bold, her compositions meticulous. Inside the house, time slows. Original furnishings, vintage cameras, and carefully curated exhibits offer a glimpse into her world. Every wall whispers with history. Every frame holds a story. Alice Austen gave us thousands of photographs, and with them, thousands of truths. Her home remains not just as a monument to what was, but as an invitation to see the world through curious, fearless eyes. And an invitation to you to visit in person and walk back in time. It is a location in the middle of Staten Island. It is Staten Island's living time capsule, historic Richmond Town, New York City's most complete preserved colonial village. You're stepping back in time to a place where history whispers through every brick, every beam, and every cobblestone. Founded in the 17th century by Dutch and English settlers, Richmond Town became the seat of government for Staten Island during colonial times. Today, it spans over 100 acres with over 30 historic structures, lovingly preserved and restored. The cobbler's bench, the spinning wheel, the sound of a hammer on an anvil in the blacksmith shop. These aren't just props, they're echoes of real lives lived long before our own. This place reminds us that history isn't just in books. It's in the homes we preserve, the stories we pass down, and the values we carry forward. And remember, this video provides only a glimpse of the preserved Richmond Town. You must be physically present here, and you will go back in time to experience the true Richmond Town. Richmond Town isn't only a museum, it's a living community. Through festivals, craft fairs, holiday tours, and historical reenactments, it brings together the old and the new, uniting Staten Islanders in celebration of their shared heritage. Another place in Staten Island you must visit. At the southernmost tip of Staten Island, where New York quietly meets the waters of Raritan Bay, stands a house steeped in history. Built in the late 1600s by British naval officer Christopher Billop, the Conference House, then known as the Billop House, was part of a vast estate granted to him by the British Crown. But the Conference House earned its name and place in American history on a September afternoon in 1776. As the American colonies and the British Empire stood on the brink of all-out war, this very house hosted a last-ditch effort for peace. Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, and Edward Rutledge met with British Admiral Lord Richard Howe, hoping to negotiate a reconciliation and prevent further escalation of the American Revolution. The meeting was formal, respectful, even hopeful, but in the end, it failed. The Patriots had come seeking recognition of American independence, a line the British would not cross. Inside, the home is furnished with period antiques, including handcrafted wooden furniture, spinning wheels, pewterware, and woven textiles that reflect the everyday life of colonial families. These artifacts offer a glimpse into the domestic habits, craftsmanship, and social structure of the time. The preservation of these items gives insight into the resourcefulness and resilience of people living during the 17th and 18th centuries. A short documentary may offer glimpses of the conference house's history, but it can never capture the full weight of standing within its centuries-old stone walls, where the air still whispers of revolution and resilience. To walk the same floors as the peace delegates of 1776, to run your hand along the weathered wood and to peer out across the same shores they once faced is to be transported, viscerally and profoundly, into the heart of America's beginnings. No screen can replicate the echo of creaking floorboards beneath your feet or the quiet presence of the past that lingers in every room. A visit to the conference house is not just a lesson in history, it is a living encounter with it, personal, powerful, and unforgettable. After exploring the rich history of Staten Island's Conference House, visitors can unwind just steps away at the Almer G. Russell Pavilion, a peaceful open-air shelter nestled along the Raritan Bay shoreline. Surrounded by grassy fields and shaded by trees, it's an ideal spot to lay out a picnic blanket or enjoy lunch at one of the picnic tables. The pavilion offers a breathtaking panoramic view of the ocean, where gentle waves lap the shore and seabirds glide overhead. The salty breeze and rhythmic sound of the water create a calming contrast to the weight of history just experienced. Here, visitors can reflect on the past while embracing the present, savoring both the natural beauty and the sense of continuity between the lives that once shaped this land and those who walk it today.